today we'll talk about attacking chess and using our pieces in an active way in the attack. And let's start with somewhat of a warm-up. White to move here. Last time we talked about calculations. Chris, so I think you're the only one from last time. So I'll pick on you to start, but everybody can take a look. So we want to calculate and find the best move right here. What should white do? I'll tell you that the obvious move does not work. And I'm sure you can figure that out. And then take a moment. Everybody think, what should white do right here? Still thinking, Michael?
My intuition says queen g5.
Okay. What will black do?
King could step away, or knight could step in, and
Okay.
either knight could obstruct, but at least it's working towards getting out of that fork. The key is to get away from the knight f3-4. Knight takes f3-4.
So yeah, let's start with that. You see the initial idea. Like the obvious move is take the black's queen, right? And what's the problem there? From the get-go?
Knight takes f3.
Knight f3 and is forking our king and the queen. So we don't really win the queen, right? All right, now let's ask the question. After queen g5, let's say black moves the king h8. Can we take the queen then?
I would get rid of the knight on e7 first, win the exchange.
Okay, actually, do we win the knight? So
No.
queen g5, king h8. Can we take the e7 knight then?
No,
No, why not?
the queen's still alive.
In
So
fact, we're losing the queen. We're losing the queen for the knight. So that's definitely a bad trade. And after queen g5, king h8, can we take the queen then?
Still falls.
Same problem.
Yeah.
All right,
same
so
problem.
queen g5 didn't solve our problem.
What
Wait.
about queen g5, rook g1?
Queen g5, king h8, then rook g1?
Yeah.
Did that solve the problem?
Family fork. Then with knight takes f3 still.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, didn't really solve the problem either. So let's take a step back, start from the beginning. We want to get our queen out of that fork situation, setup.
Queen g2.
Okay? Keep going.
Queen g2, king h1,
King h8, yeah.
and then just take queen.
Then take the queen. That solved the problem.
Okay.
That solved the problem, yes. So queen g2 check, king h8, then we take the queen, and there's no more fork. Right? Black has other moves, knight g6, doesn't matter, we take the queen, same problem for black, and queen g6 doesn't bother us, we just take this pawn. Right? So the idea of queen g2 is give a check, at the same time protecting our knight on f3, and now we're getting ready to take the queen. So this is, looking at opponent's next move and act accordingly to get what we want. Okay, so in a way, this is a good starting point for us to see, we're attacking and trying to win pieces at the same time. All right, now let's go to the main discussion for today. All right. Okay, so Yvonne, let's have you get started on this one. White to move. We believe in you. What can white do right here? What's the best move?
You can move the rook up to e8.
Yes.
Yay!
Good job. Do you know what this is called?
The back rank check.
Yes. This is one of the favorites for kids and adults. Everybody should use this as much as you can until your opponents are good enough they don't fall for this anymore. But I mean, I probably used this when I was 1200 too, and you know at that time I was in China. The best way to avoid that for everybody, but even maybe for you a little bit more, is to create escape square. We call it in China. We call it escape window.
Oh.
So you know, if you play h3, you don't have to worry about getting back ring mated. Same thing for black, right? Yeah. So create an escape window so you don't get back ring mated. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. All right. So this is a follow-up to the previous puzzle, but this will be a little bit trickier. So take a bit time. How should white continue with the attack? And we also need to calculate. Maybe 1 more minute, and then we'll start the discussion. This is actually a slightly harder. Okay, so let's discuss a little bit. What is the weakness for black?
Back rank.
Same thing as the last one. Now, what happens after rook e8?
Good night one.
Knight could block.
There is a block, right? All right, let's actually continue there. So let's start with rook e8, knight f8. All right. Do we have any checkmate? What's known as helper's mate, supporter's mate?
The queen and knight are a good team.
Good team, but do we have anything right now?
Knight goes to h6 check.
Okay, all right. 1 second. We'll get there.
Well, we don't
So, Michael, I think you use helper's mate, or when you teach, what do you call it? So, like, let's say if the black queen wasn't here, queen g7.
That would be G.
Yeah, you call it helper's mate or some sort of that, right? Supporters.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we don't have that because black is defending it. Okay, all right. Let's calculate knight h6. What are the possible responses for black?
Queen takes.
Queen takes is one. What else?
King runs. King
King-
runs to h8.
Okay. Which one of those is easy to deal with for white?
King runs is just checkmate.
Yeah. So after knight h6, king h8, we just take the knight. Okay. That's straightforward. All right. Now we have to calculate queen takes. And then before we calculate that, let me just mention, Yvonne, why can the pawn take?
Because then the king will be in check.
Yeah. And what tactics do we call this?
Damn.
Start with P.
Pin.
Pin. Exactly. Good job. All right. So black cannot take with the pawn. All right. Now let's calculate. Black takes with queen. How can white continue the attack?
Queen d8.
Right idea. What will black do after queen d8? Okay, that works, but black has something more lethal.
Checkmate.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah, we got back ring mated because right now our king is.
Oh my god.
We don't have the escape window, right? So, all right, queen d8 is the right idea, but it's not forceful. So, at most of your current level, and even for stronger players, you want to find the forceful moves first. You want to at least consider the forceful move first because that gives your opponent less options. All right, so queen d8 is not forceful, and in fact we're in trouble then. What is something that's forceful?
Rook
Rook
takes
takes
knight.
knight.
All right, keep going, Chris.
King takes and then queen to d8.
And what happens there?
Checkmate.
That's mate. Queen h6, rook f8, black's only moved, capture back. Now queen d8. That's all right, good. So here, we're using backrank mate, but there's a few layers to get that final mate. And as we can see, white is using every single piece to do attack. And generally, when you're attacking, and even before you start the attack, you want to build that active piece coordinations, having them work together to get the attack going, and hopefully you can finish the attack. Okay. All right, Ivan. Let's get you started on this one.
Okay.
White to move.
Why to move? Okay. Oh, I would move the pawn. So C to pawn C7.
C7.
Yes.
But it's not mate yet. What can black do?
Black can run away or use their rooks to cut to. No, wait, they're in check. So.
Yes.
Uh.
So can the king run to anywhere?
No.
No. Okay. What are the other ways to get out of check?
Block.
Mm-hmm.
Can't. But he. Oh. Can he block? Wait. Yes. Yes. He can use a bishop to block.
Okay.
There we go.
What happens then?
Then I take,
And
and then I can. Then it's checkmate.
then it's checkmate.
Yay!
Yeah. There's no more blocks, right? The king cannot run. Yeah. So and then Ivan, do you know what this tactics is? This setup. Start with D.
D.
Yeah.
There's a D?
Yeah. You didn't know that? You're thinking about something else?
Reveal attack.
Oh,
Same idea.
defender. No wait. Damn.
Not remove the defender.
It's.
Deflection?
There are times that actually the deflection is similar to remove the guard, remove the defender.
Starts with a
Discover check.
Oh.
Discovery check or
Second.
discovery attack.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now we're going after the king, so discovery check. Right. So think this way. Like pin is when you pin two of your opponent's pieces. Discovery check, discovery attack is you have something in the middle, and you can move that at your own will to do damage to your opponent's pieces. Okay, all right, now let's get to the harder version for this one. All right, let's calculate. Same idea, but there are more options for black. Okay, so Michael, if we go C7 this time, what other options does black have?
The rook could sacrifice itself on F3.
On the bishop.
can still
Yeah.
block. I do like the way the battery is set up against the white king,
Yeah.
and we have to worry about counterattacks after some of the dust is settled.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look right here. If we play C7, black should take the bishop, because if they play bishop D5, it's actually the same outcome as last puzzle.
Yeah.
Right? And after black takes, we cannot take back. In fact, it's not even a sacrifice, because the G2 pawn is pinned. Right? So if white takes, black takes back, and it's not completely over. There is something for white, but black is much better.
Yeah.
And actually, the idea of that's why I'm not telling you what is white doing. All right, it's actually the idea here is the winning idea. All right, now let's go back. So, actually, let's do this. Let's look at here. So, white is already bad situation right here. But what is a good counterattack for white right now? Given that we cannot take the queen at the moment.
C8.
Okay.
Turns to queen.
Yeah.
Check.
And then
Rook takes,
the rook has to take.
and then we take back.
Then we take the queen. However, in that final position, what is the material count?
down a piece.
Down.
Yeah, black is up. Bishop. A couple pawns, but white doesn't have much to show for it. All right, so now we learn some ideas. This pawn, potentially can be a deflection to the rook. And this discovery attack, discovery check setup is still very powerful. Okay, C7 doesn't work because the rook will take. And in the end, when we go to C8, the rook can take. Is there a way for us to distract this rook, G8 rook, early on also?
The battery on the E file could be
Okay.
useful.
All right. Let's see what are some ideas.
First time I did it, it didn't work. But let's say queen to E8.
Okay. Let's calculate. So first of all, what are the possible responses for black?
Bishop takes or rook takes.
Bishop takes or rook takes. All right. Let's look at one at a time. Let me put this move on the board. Okay. Now let's calculate. So suppose bishop takes. How will white continue the attack? And feel free to shout out ideas even before you finish.
Rook takes?
Oh, we finished? I thought about rook takes, but then it ends up being too expensive. But you might be right. Let's try it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Bishop takes, rook takes, check.
Yeah. What will black do then?
Rook takes.
And then rook takes.
They have to take back. Yeah. And then
Then
c7. Okay. What are the possible responses for black?
well, now the bishop's gone. So the
Actually, the bishop is on e8.
oh yeah, it is back. Yeah. I thought we took bishop takes.
Oh, okay,
Rook
okay.
takes.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So bishop takes, rook takes, rook takes. Yeah, the bishop is gone. That's right.
The king can't move.
Yes.
So the rook on g3 must capture
Yes.
the bishop.
Yeah.
But now they're forked. There's no battery on the G file.
That's true, but
But
white doesn't have anything.
but we don't have
left.
anything left.
Yes.
Well, we do have the pawn.
Yeah, but unfortunately the rook is covering
Yeah.
the back ring. Okay, so that's a little bit too much.
Too
What's the other option after bishop e8?
From there, we could then push
From
pawn,
at this moment, yeah. So bishop e8 now,
then c7.
c7. Okay, after c7, what are
Oh, it's
the?
obstructed now. That's blocking the okay. Yeah, if the bishop takes, then that's good.
Okay.
Better, because now the bishop can't come to the aid of the. Or will it? Okay.
So okay, I'll
Bishop
give you
takes.
this move. Bishop takes. Let's calculate from here.
And that's c7.
c7. What are the responses for black?
The rook could still take the bishop on f3.
Okay, so c7, rook f3,
Queen c8. I mean c8.
c8
Turns to
promote to
queen.
queen, and what happens there?
That would be mate because the bishop's in the way of the rook.
Yes.
On the eighth.
All right, so that's a good start. c7. When the rook takes the bishop, we have promoting to queen and its mate. And then there is another response, bishop c6, bishop c6. We just take and its mate. Okay, that's promising. All right, what's the other variation?
Rook takes.
Rook takes. All right, what happens after rook takes? Okay, so you're saying, you're saying after rook e8, then c6, and then Chris, you're saying rook e8 and rook e8 first. Let's start with rook e8 first. What will black do?
Wait, did we push the pawn already?
So all right, so rook takes. You're saying rook e8 now.
Yeah, so rook captures e8.
Yeah.
Bishop captures e8. c7. Rook captures f3. And then promote to queen checkmate.
Yeah. All right. Good. This is the same outcome. All right. Okay. And then let me see right here. All right. So yeah. So that's actually the best move. c7. You want right idea. There is a problem. Let's figure out what is the problem. How can black escape? Right here.
King can move to b7.
No, right now the king cannot move to b7.
Oh.
Bishop's
Um,
covering this whole diagonal.
oh, the rook takes the bishop.
Rook takes bishop. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And now, I guess white is still winning,
Oh.
but black can escape the checkmate.
Mm. Oh. So bishop takes.
Since the king runs to b7.
Yeah.
It's still
Okay, white is actually still winning
Yeah.
because we
Okay.
queen first, and then we can take black's queen.
Oh.
So this is good enough. Yeah.
But it's not the best one.
Yeah, I mean, but you can win. I believe that you can win this from this position,
Okay.
right? Yeah, you're up a queen right here. And maybe still some work to do, but you're ready to go. You probably can be some grandmaster from that position.
Oh.
You can win. You can do king and queen checkmate, right?
Yep.
This is close enough. There's a little bit more work because black has a rook,
Mhm.
but because you have extra pawns, that
Yeah.
makes your job easier.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So yeah, there's a little bit more calculation right here. C7 immediately doesn't quite work as. I wish it doesn't also work. So rook f3. Actually, even here it probably works. Oh no. There is a problem because here this rook is still pinning. But okay, fine. This white is bad. All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this one has a little bit more detail, but the main thing we want to calculate is okay, how do we get black's rook not being able to cover c8 and still for us to get a discovered check and eventually promote it. Right. So queen e8 first is the best move. After doesn't matter bishop take or rook takes, we get rid of that, and then even bishop c6 here we have queen mate. Okay, all right, let's keep going. All right, so you want
C.
small level up,
Okay.
but not by much.
No.
We know you can get this done. White to move.
Okay. I would need to get rid of the. Oh. Then I would just move the rook h8.
Okay,
And we'll take with the bishop, and then I'll just use the other rook.
and what happens?
Checkmate.
Yeah.
Checkmate. Yes.
It's
Checkmate.
still back rank mate,
Yes.
different
Checkmate.
variety. That there are some escape windows, but
But the knight's there.
the good guys have a
Yes.
coverage of the escape squares. Yeah. All right. Good. So once you know back rank mate, you keep searching for different kind of variations to get the job done. And actually, in a moment, we'll talk more about helper's mate, and same idea. You know a pattern, and then you continue to use that different ways. Okay, let me see. This is black to move. So this is a combination of attacking the king as well as having your pieces working together, active pieces working together. So black to move and win. What do you think?
Well, I can see winning very easily. Like knight f3.
Okay.
And pretty much no matter where the king runs to, it's going to be discovered check. I think no matter where the king runs to. It's
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, let me see. No, knight f3, king h1.
It's still lined up with the queen.
True, but where are you going next?
Let's
I guess
say-
yeah, it will be winning. Yeah, because knight d4.
And we're looking at the fork. on
Yeah,
d4.
you win the rook. So okay, fine. You're winning, or at least. Well, actually no, you're down a rook right now. So even if you win the rook,
I
it may
thought
not be so clear. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, you're right. We're looking for a checkmate. It's
Rook
just-
f1
Okay, calculate. Keep going.
forces the check, forces the king to move.
Okay, yeah,
King
being
goes
forceful.
F1.
Start with something that's forceful.
Queen steps behind on h1 with check.
You were saying rook f1,
Check.
king f1,
King takes, yeah.
then queen h1. Okay, that looks promising.
King, good. is driven to f2.
Yes.
And then knight takes the escape square on e3 as well as check on f2, and now he's stuck in the box.
Okay, and so knight to where?
G4.
All right.
Is that mate?
And-
That's mate.
All right, good. That's mate.
Force mate.
Yes. There is one other variation. So after rook f1, what's another
He
response?
could go to h2.
Yeah.
Queen. No. Yeah. Then queen goes to h1, and then now the pawn is protected and it's checked,
All right.
and it's protected by the f1. Now the f1 rook is there, and
Yes.
that's mate in the corner.
Good. All right. So we covered the all the variations. So after rook f1, white has two moves: king f1 or king h2. Okay. So after king h2, Michael said queen h1. That's mate. There is another mate. You want to find the other mate? Black to move checkmate in one. Besides queen h1, you use the same idea, a
Then,
different way to do the same thing.
the knight.
So all right, one thing when you're looking at checkmate in one puzzles, you
Okay.
want to ask the question: where can the king escape to?
He has no escape score right now.
There is actually one.
Oh wait, he can take.
They can capture. Yeah, this is something many people forget.
Yes.
Escape can also mean capture. Okay, so this h3 is the capture, escape score. What's another way to give a check and also protect the h3 pawn?
And give a check and protect. Okay. You can move. Oh, you can move the rook to h1.
Yeah, it's the
Yay.
same idea. Good job. All right, so queen h1 or rook h1, same thing. In this position, same outcome. Okay, good. All right, so let's go back to king f1, then queen h1. Right here, only move for white, king f2, and then again, Ivan, what's the escape score for the white king right here?
The white king square he can go. He can only go to e3.
Yes.
E3.
So Michael had it knight g4 that gives the check and covers e3 at the same time. So yeah, now when you're doing checkmate in one puzzles, keep asking that same question: where can the king escape to? And then you find checks. So for a lot of new players, they're saying, "Hey, where's my check? Where's my checkmate?" But then a lot of times they will be walking in circles, not finding the mate. But if you ask the question, okay, where are the escape squares? Let's block the escape squares. Then the game's over. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. All right. Let me see. This is white to move. So let's spend maybe 2 minutes. But yeah, feel free to talk out loud while you're thinking.
I do feel free to think out loud,
Yeah.
but I'm not ready to think out loud.
I have an idea.
Well, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, first thing I think we should notice is that if you move the knight to e7, you have a fork
Yes.
between the king and the queen.
Yeah.
But there's only one piece protecting that fork, and that's the rook.
Yes.
So the goal should be thinking about how can we get the rook away from that square. But a better thing to think about is what if he moves anyway? So what if we let that rook take the knight, and now that rook is off of the back rank?
Yes.
And now we're thinking about back rank stuff.
All right.
And then we say, all right, well, what if the queen goes to c8? Could that be a back rank? Oh, well, the rook could go back, but that's just a sacrifice. But more importantly, the knight can go back.
Yes.
But okay, if that knight goes back, what if we just take him with the queen? And then the king takes the queen, and then we got one more piece left to deliver an actual back rank move.
Yes. All right. Good.
Have fun.
Okay, so you got everything right there, Paul. I was only correct one of your language. This is actually, happens a lot for kids. They call this sacrifice. This is not sacrifice. This is either a blunder or they have no choice. Sacrifice, you have an intention behind the sacrifice. A lot of kids mixed up sacrifice, blunder, or I call this garbage block. You just block, it's like in football garbage time, right? You throw a touchdown when you're down 30 points. Doesn't help you at all. Yeah. All right, but Paul is absolutely correct. Knight. So first of all, let me go back one step. Knight e7 for white is a fork, and he was thinking, the rook is guarding, but after the rook moves, then we have the back ring, and if black moves the king, we just win the queen. Okay, and after knight f8, garbage block doesn't matter. Here, we can't go rook h8 first. So this looks like the better way to get the job done, but there is a escape square. So instead, Paul said correctly, sacrifice the queen first. And now this rook, black's rook, is actually an obstacle for black's king. Alright, good. So yeah, once again, we can see all of the white's pieces are in the action. And that's your goal when you're attacking, or before you build that attack, you want to use all of your pieces, activate them, and start letting them work together. Okay. All right. So this is actually just it's not a particular puzzle, but it's help us to get to that attacking concept. So for those who have heard about helper's mate, supporter's mate, or whatever you call it, I think some other kids from other states, they have different coaches. They told me, Southern, you can call it in-your-face checkmate. So, all right, how do we build up that helper's mate concept attack from this position? Who do we already have that's aiming towards black's king?
The queen and the rook on the e-file.
Okay, who can we bring into the attack?
The knight on f3.
Yes, and how can we start that attack?
Knight g5.
Knight g5, what's the threat?
Queen takes the
checkmate
X-
to
X7.
Yeah, not quite checkmate, but it's that idea,
almost.
right? Yeah, all right, so knight g5 to start the attack on h7. Okay, what are black's responses right here to defend h7?
It's g6.
G6. Let's not think further, just look at all the possibilities for black.
There's rook g6.
Okay, g6, rook g6. Anything else?
And there's
King 8.
King where?
F8.
Okay, yeah. I would say normally let's avoid that
You're trying to get
because
your
you're
king
not
away.
really defending
Right.
h7. You're trying to escape. And generally I tell kids or anybody who's trying to defend helper's mate, you want to protect or block or do something to not allow the thief to get to your house. Right? When you play King f8, you're just trying to escape the house. You want to just not giving them that chance to get into the house. So g6 to block, rook g6 also block. There is one more to protect.
Rook A6.
Rook h6. All right. So I would say we already mentioned two, rook, g6, rook g6, and then the third one is rook h6. All right. Let's look at so let's do this. Rook g6. How can white continue the attack?
Knight
we have
to
the
f7 check.
What happens?
It goes into, was that Morpheus?
A windmill.
Windmill. I call it a
It
windmill?
could be
More
more.
pieces
Well, I mean, let's just
You'll
keep it
s-
simple.
you'll
It's just a
smother,
fork.
yeah.
Yeah, potentially it's smother mate. Actually, in this position, not quite smother mate because you just win the queen, or at least at first you have to win the queen. So right now you can do smother
Yeah,
because
that's true.
the queen will capture back.
That's a bad
So
one,
just
yeah.
take the queen. Okay. And then, so Michael, let's just stay with you. After king f8, then what?
Queen f7 checkmate.
Yes. So this is helper's mate. Okay? Alright. So we took care of rook g6. Is there any difference with rook h6?
I don't think so.
It's the same. Yeah, so rook h6, same problem for black. Okay. So g6 we don't have in anything immediate, but we can see that we're already weakening black's king side, and actually there is, we can still win some material. So queen c4, doesn't matter where the king goes, there will be a fork. So let's actually just go over them. If the king goes to h8, where is the fork?
F7.
Knight f7, yeah. We don't win the queen, but we win the exchange. And if the king goes to g7, where is the fork?
E6.
e6, yeah, same thing. We win the exchange, and then f8,
E6.
e6, and h7 also works right here. Okay, so yeah, after g6, white has at least a fork to win the exchange, and of course, white was already up a piece, but we can see because black's king is weakened, white build up that attack and wins more material further. Okay, so yeah, again, try to use your pieces to help them work together. All right, so this is a basic example. Now let's go to the famous players. How do they dance with their pieces? And the next one we'll have is actually not this one. Wait a second. All right. So this is from famous game Tao versus Nadov. And I think everybody knows who Tao is, and he's known for sacrificing pieces to do attack.
Okay.
So he likes to build up attacks, and then he's famous for sacrificing pieces, even if it's not objectively correct. So his style will not work today, because all the best players knows how to defend. But he was world champion in 1960s. When he sacrificed a rook, his opponents start being scared, feeling nervous. But this game, it was objectively correct. So he did sacrifice in this game, did really powerful attack, and all of them are objectively sound. All right, so let's use what we've been discussing so far. What are white's pieces that's starting to aim towards the king?
The queen is.
The queen is already aiming the king. Good. What else?
The knight's in striking distance.
Okay. What is a powerful square for the knight?
F5.
Yeah, this is one of famous squares, or favorite squares for Tao. He likes to put his knight on f5 against black's king, castle kingside king, and then same thing when he's playing black, he likes to put the knight on f4. Okay, so that's actually the first move, and we'll get there in a moment. All right, so we have the queen and the knight, it's already there. What are the other pieces that's potentially going to be aiming at the attack of black's king?
The rooks.
Rooks.
Or at least
Rooks,
the rook.
yes. And
if the bishop eventually goes to d4,
Yes.
then that'll be also aimed at the front door of the castle anyway.
Exactly. So literally everything is building up to attack Black's king. And that's the theme that I want everybody to get to today. Like when you're attacking, use all of the pieces. What a lot of kids like to do is at the beginning, they put their queen out, the bishop out trying to do the scholar's mate. And then everybody else sleeping at home, doing absolutely nothing.
Right.
But the best chess players knows you want to use every single thing, every single piece you have to build up that attack. Okay? Alright. So, build up your teammates. Have them work together to do the attack. Alright. So, knight f5, we're aiming at g7. And in fact, anybody, we're already making a threat. What was that immediate threat?
Or double attacking the bishop.
Yeah, so we, this is not double attack, but you got the idea. There is a name, it's called twofold attack, which is not the best name. But the idea is you have more attackers than the defender. So double attack is when you have one piece attacking two different things.
Oh,
Here is you have two pieces attacking, and
Sure.
your opponent only have one defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like to call this 2-on-1. Like, the basketball or whatever sports analogy. 2-on-1, yeah. I think that's better than twofold attack. Alright, so we're attacking the bishop, but we're also aiming towards g7. Okay. Black plays bishop c5. How do we continue here?
Pawn d4.
Okay. Why did you choose d4 instead of, let's say, queen g3?
I want the bishop the black bishop anyway, in terms of pushing it off the diagonal, so that
Okay.
we can later use it for a check or elevating the rook to 7th rank.
Okay, good. Alright, so this is something as a side for attacking chess. When you're attacking your opponent's king, we do not want to trade. So, I think all of you know that when you're up a queen, you want to trade. And when you're down a queen, you don't want to trade. That's one level of when to trade. The second level is when you're attacking, you don't want to trade. The reason is, the more weapons you have, the more powerful the attack is.
Yeah.
On the flip side, if you're defending, you want to trade out every single thing. So your opponent's attack is gone. Right? Yeah. So d4 is the best move, and that's what Tao played. He wants to avoid the trade. Okay? And then, as Michael suggested correctly, he brings the bishop into the attack. Okay, so right here, we have bishop f6, potentially knight g7 also. Okay? Black try to get the knight away from the potential attacks. How can white continue the attack here?
Sacrifice the
Queen
rook.
g4. I want, if it's tall, he's gonna say.
Yes, alright, so yeah, Tall gives away, it's a sacrifice. Queen g4, is a good start, but I think after f6, then the queen starts defending.
Yeah.
White maybe is still better, but the attack start to fizzling out. Yeah, but it's tall, and this game is
Exactly.
played very objectively, so he all objectively correct. So he sacrificed, and then Paul, what's the continuation?
Well, I think the next thing we want to do is threaten the checkmate on g7.
Yes, but again, you don't want to give black too many chances. Once they play f6, the attacks start to fizzling out.
Do we go knight e7 just to block the queen?
Okay, then king h8.
Oh, we go We can go knight to h6.
Okay, that's a good try. So if I take, then what do you do?
If you take, then we just go queen anywhere on the g5.
Yeah,
and
and
then
then?
the king has to go over, and then bishop to f6.
Yes, that's right. However,
You don't
I have
have to
another
take.
option, which is king h8.
Instead of
You just get out the way.
Yes.
And in that case, you just go bishop to f6.
After king h8.
Mhm.
Okay, then I'll take your bishop. And
Yeah, I think it
the,
fizzles
the
out.
attack stopped. 'Cause
Mhm.
We don't have much. But you're getting to the point. Instead of knight h6 first, can we play bishop f6 first immediately? Is there a difference?
Yes, you could.
But then once pawn takes, then okay, yeah.
Queen.
Yeah, queen.
Then we have made. So we want the knight to stay on f5,
Mhm.
right? You got the idea. But the problem after knight h6 is now when
Mhm.
they take, this knight shouldn't be on h6. It can't do anything. We have to draw it back, and then we're losing time.
But
And
if it,
now black has chance to defend.
usually if you throw your knight on h6, they're just thinking you blundered, and they take it very fast.
Well, it depends on who you're playing, right? Depending on whether, like for a kid, yeah, sometimes, and depending on their mood and whatever, yeah. And now, I mean, bishop f6 is the same thing, right?
Mhm.
So bishop f6 is what happened in the game. So black cannot take,
Mhm.
just to show it on the board. This is it. Okay. All right. So black played queen b6, and right now, black is attacking the bishop. So white was going after the pawn anyway. So white's just simply taking the pawn with the bishop. Black moves the rook away. Right here again, the right hand you made on g4. So let's just go forward a little bit. Once again, pushing the pawn, we can see that the pawn may become a potential attacker, and also we're aiming to open up for the rook on the f-file also. Okay. Tall being tall, just keep sacrificing.
just think
Of course, he has a plan. And then let's finish from. So we have the pin. We don't want to trade yet. How can we put more pressure on the pin?
push the pawn.
f6, yeah. Black took on d4. All right, and then this is the final.
Oh.
What's the best way to finish that punch for white?
Queen takes rook.
Keep going.
King must move. King goes to g8.
Yes, only move because the bishop is pinned.
Bishop moves, yeah. Queen e6. Check.
That's
That's
good
it.
enough. And I mean, you could just take the bishop.
Mm.
All right.
And then
But okay, let's go back to one of the discussion points we had earlier. Are we attacking right now? For white,
Yeah.
we're attacking.
yeah.
Black's king is in danger. White's king is relatively safe. When we're attacking, do we want to trade queens?
No.
No. So we prefer not to trade queen, right? I mean, if we win the bishop, that's great. But if we can win the bishop without trading queens, that's even better. Can we win the rook and the bishop without trading queens?
Oh, after queen takes and then queen takes
Or I mean,
rook.
before queen takes rook.
Oh,
Bishop takes rook.
Bishop takes rook. What's black's response?
King e8.
King e8 only move actually, only legal move. And then?
Bishop takes bishop.
Yeah. You win the rook and the bishop and you still have powerful attack. Yeah, and I think black resigned right here. I forgot exactly where, but here we're up a piece now, and the attack continues. So this is one of To's masterpiece, and this is objectively correct. Like, if we put this in Stockfish, White didn't make any blunders. Right? Versus a lot of other games, he sacrificed, it was unsolved. But it had entertainment value. This one had entertainment value and is objectively correct. So that's the dream of, I mean.
What year was this game?
I need to check. But you can search Tao.
Yeah.
I mean, we can take a quick look.
That's pretty.
But I'm sure they played more than one game.
Yeah,
So let's
I'm
take a
sure.
look.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
just-
it's a beautiful game.
Probably this one. Yeah, it's this one.
Oh wow.
So 1960.
Leipzig.
Oh wow, actually black resigned at this moment. A lot earlier. This, they have too much respect to each other. Okay, so let's wrap there. So a couple of things to takeaways. Number one, you want to whenever you're calculating, you want to look at your opponent's response and look at all the possibilities what your opponent has and make sure you have idea accordingly. And number two, for the main theme today, when you're attacking, use all of your pieces and have them work together to build up and then eventually finish that final punch. Have your pieces work together and use as many of them together as possible. Okay, all right. Thanks for coming. We'll wrap
Great.
there.
Thank you.
All right.